Welcome back, viewers. You're joining us at round 3 of the Beanie Games 2017 X-Wing Store Championship. We were going to have Puneet Taylor featured because obviously we've got a lot of viewers and fans, and especially Nick was there.
Round when you're ready.
Puneet's in table 1 and his opponent didn't want to appear on the stream. But obviously, even if Puneet loses this 100-0, he's still got a decent chance of making the cut. So we promise we will get our hashtag pray for Puneet game, maybe even as an in it to win it and in it round later on. So we've just randomised this table again, and I've got a co-host for this round. Mark the Vanilla Gorilla Down has joined me. Mark, if you want to say hello. Martin, if you want to say hello. Sorry, Martin.
I've known you for 3 years.
Call you Mark?
You did call me Mark.
Sorry, Martin.
And good afternoon, everyone.
It's because I was thinking of Dean, and Mark and Dean got together. Martin's opponent had to bail for a round. He had some family business to do, so Martin's kindly joined me. Martin, would you like to run through the list?
Absolutely. Now,
you want to take Dave and I'll take Tina?
So we have Mr. Dave Curves, who happens to be flying the scum list, and he's weighing in at 100 points. Now, I do quite like seeing Cavill in a Y-Wing. We don't see him enough, because for those who don't know Cavill, his ability is if he's outside of arc, you get an extra attack dice, which is fantastic since he's linked it with a dorsal turret. Usually, range 1 to 2, he only gets 2 dice, but if he flies it right, he'll get a 3rd dice. Now,
the 4th, perhaps?
4th, yeah, 4th, possibly. Now, you're going to have to help me out with the R4B11. It's not something I'm particularly familiar with.
Is that the one that's sort of intended to see play Andre Ranford?
See, I thought that was the one with the target lock where you get to spend it to re-roll someone's
Maybe
attacks.
it is. Let's have a quick look.
I'm only thinking that because it's a unique.
I think it comes in the Scum and Villainy box.
I think it comes in, it comes in Unwanted, Most Wanted, doesn't it?
Okay,
and whilst Josh is looking that up online, we have Expertise, which if you're not stressed, you get to turn all focus into hit results when attacking. And then we had Vectored Thrusters, which is, of course, adding a barrel roll as an action, which is particularly fantastic because he wants to keep in the range 1 or 2. And with that barrel roll small ship,
he wants to arc dodge himself as well. So
yeah, absolutely. Get him out of arc. And so he's got some shenanigans going on there.
R4B11 is what we thought it was. It's when attacking, if you have a tag lock on the defender, you may spend the tag lock to choose any or all defense dice. The defender must re-roll the chosen dice. So it is the one that's sort of intended to be played on the other unit.
Now, I think that's going to be particularly broken when the new ship in Wave 11 comes out that has a fire control on the system upgrade.
Oh, the Scourge.
Because they're going to link fantastically together.
Yeah, thankfully that's unique.
Yeah, luckily.
But actually, the Scourge can only have the system slot with a unique title. So.
Okay.
So either way, it wasn't going to be like, wasn't going to be a case of doing 4 of it or anything like that.
And then, supporting Cavill, Mr. Pervs has Sarko Plank. Now, he's a particularly favourite of mine. Quad jumper. Yeah, it's fun. For those who don't know his ability, basically, at the beginning of the combat phase, if you're touching, get a tractor beam. So,
no, that's Uncar Plot.
Oh, who's Sarko Plank?
Sarko Plank is, he swaps his agility statistic with whatever speed his maneuver.
So you want to be doing 3, 4 or 5 moves, don't you?
He's only got 3s under 3 is the maximum speed maneuver.
No, he's quite a high pilot skill as well, isn't he?
I think he's 5, but I can double check.
Yeah, I don't think that's a great as ability as it sounds.
I was surprised when you said it was on your favourites, like.
Yeah, no, it's Pluck
He's
Eye. Yeah, Pluck Eye, absolutely.
And the fastest they can go is a 3.
So let's see how he synergizes that. Now, he's already got them at the back of this squad, so I presume he's going to be fast playing it. But you never know, he might be slow playing it just to get into a good position.
He seems to be going heavy on using this guy to have target locks for everyone, because he's got targeting computer, so he's allowed to take the action, targeting synchronized so that his friends can use target locks, and weapons engineer so he can maintain 2 target locks.
So he's got a lot of synergizing going on, which is fantastic.
And push the limit.
Wow, there we go. And of course, and then we've got Katilichos. I don't know if that's massively pronounced wrong, because
yeah, we call him Kato, but yeah.
Now,
Kato
this is the guy who gets to. Is he the guy who gets to re-roll an extra dice if he?
No, this is the guy who gets a pinch of focus token from a friend at range 1 to 2. He usually sees players like weird mind link lists.
Yeah, so he's quite popular because at least then you don't have to do the focus, pinch it off someone else. And then he's got cluster missiles, guidance chips to turn a blank into a hit. Well, anything you want into a hit, really. And then trick shot, just you might as well. It's 0 points, and if you happen to get an attack for a debris or a roid, get an extra dice.
He's going to fairly consistently be able to fire those cluster missiles with a focus and an extra target, the one fire and the one.
So he's going to have to fly it like a boss, but
yeah, I mean, there's weird alpha strike potential on that one.
And then lastly, he's just got, I like to call them banana pirates rather than binary pirates.
We just call them bin pirates.
Bin pirates, yeah, banana pirates all work. And he's got guidance chips and cluster missiles, so potentially it's quite a lot of damage coming in at range.
Yes, I call is the action economy for the list.
Yeah, doing all right. So why don't you explain to what Tina has?
Okay, so Tina is running Dengar with. She's got Rage. That is interesting. So that's take 2 stress tokens.
Yeah, 2 stress tokens, and you get a focus token, reroll 2 attack dice.
Okay, and that will cost the rerolls worth his revenge attacks as well. She's got K4 security droid for those target locks after doing greens. R4 P8, which is the troll bot or the revenge droid.
Often known as the Doom bot.
So you don't want to shoot at that really. Inertial dampeners for that. Slam the brakes. Tactical jammer to provide cover for her other ships. And all important punishing 1 title.
Yeah.
So it's a 100-point list, by the way, and he's 54 delicious points of it. Dengar.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm talking about Dengar.
It's all right.
I can see Tina's of the female persuasion, yeah. 2 Syndicate thugs there. Is it identical loadouts on those? It is not identical loadout to those. So one has an auto blaster turret, a bomb loadout, an unhinged astromech. Nearly had a title that Tina seems to have changed her mind about this morning. Probably a car journey thing. I've done stuff like that myself. And ion bombs. And the other one is pretty much the same, except got those seismic bombs instead. Now I'm glad I've got Martin here with me because I know nothing about bombs.
Right. Well, as it happens, the bomb loadout is a title, which is 0 points for the Y-wing.
That's swap a top loadout for a...
Yeah. Now, I assume she's just done it because it's just 0 points. Just the kicks.
Well, she's got bombs.
Yeah, no, this one doesn't have a bomb.
It does have seismic bombs.
So seismic bomb is you drop as you move your maneuver, and you put a 1 dial behind, 1 template behind you, drop a bomb. Anyone in range.
Is this the little square one?
It is. And it's got a little sort of goldy black bomb on. Anyone in range 1 at the end of the activation phase gets 1 damage. And then we've got ion bombs. Now, ion bombs are particularly popular in this meta, especially when you've got big ships. Now, ion bomb, you don't get any damage, but you do get 2 ion tokens, which is going to be particularly not going to make a big difference since we've got 4 little ships going against.
Is it another maneuvered?
It is.
One, or
so it's the same.
One? Okay.
So when you show your dial, you drop a bomb. Now, Tina, she's particularly going to have to fly really well with this because she's got tactical jammer on Dengar, which implies she wants to be in front of the Y-wings to give that extra cover. But then it's going to be difficult because then she's going to be dropping bombs potentially on Dengar. But she is flying the Y-wings at the front, so I don't know if she's just put it on because it was an extra point or whether she can just change her tactics mid-game, or depending on who she's flying against. So there's a lot of things going on with these 2 lists, which is really quite a fun list to watch. So they're playing both quite conservative at the minute on opposite ends of the boards. I think it's quite common for Y-wings, just a bit of slow play, getting a good position. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, she can't set up those bombs to deny movement later. She's got to drop them when she wants them to do something. So.
And the asteroid placement particularly is quite good, because it's all quite spaced out. So, with small ships...
we got 5 debris and 1 big rock.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot harder to drop it off on those small ships, but it's only the pod jumper that's got a barrel roll, so...
Yes,
potentially arc dodge, but the other ones...
Cavill can barrel roll as well, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course, with thrusters. But again, Cavill usually wants to get into range, into 1 and 2, there's a lot of things going on now. Usually when people have these many mechanics, it's very easy to forget, especially because they've been playing. This is the 3rd game now, so mid-afternoon, so it's easy to forget lots of mechanics. So
and we haven't had a lunch break.
We haven't had a lunch break. Don't know
definitely factors in.
Yeah, people can't see this, but I do like my lunch being a big lad. I know Josh likes his lunch.
I do like my lunch, and I definitely... the stream already knows that we had some audio difficulties in the last round, and it wasn't me eating a cheese and ham sandwich.
Alright, okay.
It's a strange bit of muffling, a bit of white noise.
Yeah, no, it's a strange one, because... now, who's closest to us? It's a gentleman, so it's Paul, isn't it?
It's Dave.
It's Dave Perns. Yeah, so I probably would have turned in left, just to try and tempt them into that asteroid, because there's a lot of channels there. There's a lot of big gaps for the debris and asteroids. So there's a lot of room for them to play, because potentially when you've got Dengar, you want to try and clump those asteroids together so you can arc dodge and barrel out of range, and plus, you've got that turret in the advantage as well.
I've got a feeling we might even see Dave just right up the side and then turn at the top past all the obstacles, just to see if Tina makes any mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of things that go wrong. I mean, we've had a little dink there, whether it's on purpose for position or not, we don't know, but it's put her in a quite good position.
Yeah.
Do we have it unhinged on the Y-wing as well?
We do, yeah.
So she's got a nice tasty free bank.
Yeah, the free banks are green, rather than red normally.
Yeah, and again, that Y-wing is going to have quite a bit of trouble getting into range 1 with Auto Blaster, because this Y-wing doesn't have a barrel roll.
I've got to wonder if the Auto Blaster turret's actually just more there just in case anything gets on the side of it.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit of security if you're going to keep it in play with Dengar as well.
Yeah.
It's quite nice to hang Dengar back a little bit, get that extra third dice. Because that's the thing, I think, when you're flying ships that have only 2 attack dice, Dengar's laughing if he's having 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially if he's going to barrel roll between roids. There's all sorts of dirty tricks jump masters can do. But we're not going to talk about how dirty jump masters are, because we'll be here all day, won't we?
Well, yeah. And we won't even get finished on the dial.
Yeah, but I am a particularly fan of the jump master, because
I mean, to be fair, if there's going to be any firing going on at Dengar anytime soon, it's only going to be worth it with the missiles, unless Dengar somehow ends up facing completely the wrong way, which you can't see happening anytime soon.
I mean, Dengar ideally wants to be in arc, so he can get that dirty ability for, which of course means he can attack again once per round, but I'm not quite sure how that one bank's looking. It might go for a debris.
I was actually just thinking the one bank looks quite nice and probably sets you up for a 2-flip next turn.
See, I think it might be.
It's hard to tell because the camera's in a slightly weird angle as well.
But then again, she's going to be planning for stress as well, because of course she's got the rage on. So
yeah, this is true.
So the thing is with rage, it does give you 2 stress, which means you're going to have to sort of plan that out when you're going to use it. But again, when you've got a turret ship and all those fantastically tasty greens on a jump master, you're laughing.
Yeah, and I mean, even if she does end up getting double or even triple stress, as long as she's doing green, she'll still be getting target locks.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think a 1 forwards and a little cheeky barrel roll will be a fantastic position for that jump master as well.
Yeah, I mean, I really struggle with barrel rolls for big ships purely because I don't really play big ships that often. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all I fly, really.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm glad you have yourself here when it's a jump master on the table, because I've seen you fly them once or twice.
Unfortunately, I can't swear, but I do get called lots of things. I get booed usually when I win the casual tournament, since I fly the net lists, but if we talk about all the times I get booed, we'll be here all week.
I think you get booed more when you fly home brews, to be honest.
Yeah, my dirty 5 bomber lists.
Well, I was more thinking just after Most Wanted came out when you flew 7 feedback Z's.
Yeah, I did. I did. And
this was very much in a meta where the Phantom and Sun AFL was still king.
Yeah, of course, because that store champion in particular I won 5 games in a row, and I think I only lost 3 ships all day, which is quite a big deal for Edmonds. So again, where do you think we're going to go with? What do you think Dave's going to be doing then?
I really don't think I'd turn into that. I think it's fairly apparent where Dengar's going to go. Then again, you can definitely be too cautious when it comes to Dengar.
Yeah.
All that, especially with the range bot, you can get too put off, and you can't just let him shoot you unanswered all game.
No, absolutely not. And I think that's one of the difficult things why Dengar particularly is so powerful, because it puts people off. It's like quick draw. You don't want to attack him, but sometimes when you've got four or 5 ships with only 2 attack dice, you've just got to do it as quick as you can.
Absolutely. I mean, you can only revenge once.
Yeah, and again, if you've got when you're flying sort of mini swarms or swarms, when you get to 1 or 2 ships at the end, you're not looking good against the Dengar, really, are you?
I mean, maybe if Cavill was left till the end.
Yeah, maybe. Cavill seems to be in quite a good position at the back, because I'm assuming Sarka's going to want to go first quite fast, but it's not a ship I don't think anyone's particularly familiar with, not just ourselves, to be honest.
I've tried it in a mind link list and it wasn't particularly good.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with a quad jumper, because the top pilot has the bomb ability, doesn't it? Where if you reverse, you drop a bomb. But again, you can only put 1 bomb at the minute on a scum. I know that there's a pilot coming out in the future where you can have, I can't remember what the synergy is with it. Is it another bomb, possibly?
Oh, Cad Bane.
Yeah.
It's an extra bomb, and you get to re-roll eyes and blanks on bombs.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a Scum Sabine sort of thing.
I'm not entirely sure I'm looking forward to the new Scum ships, because I really don't like flying against bombs at the minute, let alone when...
I think Scum Nim's ability seems very powerful.
Now, I get mixed up with the Scum and the Rebel one, because one of them means you can ignore bombs.
That's the rebel one. The rebel one can stop you from detonating them.
Yeah.
The scum one, it's a list-wide thing. It's not just for himself. But friendly bombs basically work a bit like reinforced tokens. When the shots are going through them, you add an evade to the result.
Yeah. Which again is quite filthy, isn't it? Yeah. And especially now you've got this, is it bomb droplet or something similar, where you drop a bomb every time you move? It's all sorts of
thankfully, that is unique.
Yeah.
I believe it can go on pretty much anything except the TIE bomber, though. Yeah. Anything that can have bombs.
Well, the Punisher can use it. And doesn't Punisher have death frame range? You can drop it out the front and then barrel roll.
Yes.
Which is particularly filthy.
Yeah.
But you'd be very lucky not to bomb yourself each turn.
Yeah.
So there we go. We are turning him left to try and engage.
I think we're going to have Dengar fly into that.
Yeah, I think his headhunter at back is going to struggle with that droid next turn as well.
Yeah.
Especially since he wants to shoot with the arc with that missile. And yeah, I'm quite surprised what we've done with the Y-Wing. She's separated them, which is actually quite fantastic, because I think Dengar could probably take the pain on his own, couldn't he?
Is that a clip on the debris?
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's on the
so
debris.
Are we going to get a die roll for that? It's debris, so that's no damage.
Yeah, so of course we get a stress, but can still attack.
I think no matter what, the template's going to go over next turn as well.
Yeah, and the problem with the Jumpmaster is you really want to be turning left.
Yeah.
So you can get your greens, so that stress is going to stay on regardless.
That asymmetrical dial.
So even if you do a hard one, I think you'd be clipping the debris, but you're going to be getting at least another stress.
So we've got dice from Dengar here. I'm not sure who targeting. It was a hit that got evaded. May as well go straight back. Dice cam, I think it's going to be Cavill onto Dengar. May as well shoot him while he's not got that arc.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 hits.
That's a cheeky hit.
Yeah, well, it's going to be 1 shield loss.
Nope. Yeah, so we've got, of course, the third dice, because we're at range 3.
Oh, yeah. I think they're just checking. Right, so just checking Sarko's shot now. It looks like he might just be in range 2. So 2 dice from Sarko.
Like 3 from here, doesn't it?
I think I heard him say range 2, but we'll find out when we roll the dice. So spend that focus shot for 2 hits there. Must be in range 2, but it's naturally evaded.
Yeah, wow.
See, this thing, you really want to get the damage in on Dengar while he's not looking at it.
Yeah, especially since he's not going to have any defense.
Can the revenge droid can trigger from
it's only once per round.
So we're holding off on that from the moment, it looks like.
Yeah, now the revenge droid is when you roll a die after they attack, any hits the opponent, a crit hits both.
That's another
opponent and player, yeah.
Is this the last? Looks like the last Z getting 2 hits in there. It's another shield con.
Yeah, he's slowly chipping away at Dengar.
And we're getting the R5P8 trigger. Nothing.
I think Dengar looks like we've still got 2 shields from here.
Yeah, it's 5 shields for hull, right?
It's 5 hull, 4 shields.
5 hull, 4 shields.
Which for a 25-point ship is quite generous.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's so much flexibility as well. They can end up being about 30 points or about 60.
Yeah, especially.
And very viable both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen people fly 4 jump masters just naked with trick shot, haven't we?
Yeah. Or sometimes adaptability.
Yeah, absolutely. So where are we now? And is it in range?
They've already checked range.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So it looks like it's Sarko. How fast did Sarko move this round?
Well, I think it was a dink at the back, a little bump, so I'm not entirely sure.
He must have done it for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fast he ends up moving. It's just
range 3 as well, though, isn't it? So,
oh yeah, of course. It must have
been a 2. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but potentially having 4 dice, 5 if there's a Roiden away, is quite tasty for a jump.
Yeah, he's quite cheap as well, if I recall.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got some upgrades on him, but
yeah. So
he's 29 points in this version, but actually, I believe he's 18 normally.
I don't think we talked for the upgrades of Sarko Black, did we?
We did. It basically lets him get target locks for everyone else.
Yeah, and weapons engineer, of course. push the limit. Yeah, we've got all sorts of crazy synergy going on. Now, how are both these players had 1 win, 1 loss?
I believe actually both on 2 losses. We did totally random table and got table 8.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think it's very refreshing to see an interesting list, isn't it?
Well, it's the first game we have had where it hasn't been 1 or 2 YT 2400.
Yeah, it's nice to see one jump master on the board.
Yeah. Everyone loves a quad jumper, right?
Absolutely. So whilst they're setting up for dials, Josh, what particularly is in popular lists for today's stall tournament? Because we have 40 players.
Yeah, well, we were having a look around, and surprisingly, there's a lot of Imperials here.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of Punishers, Defenders.
Yeah, SFs and Defenders being slightly the most popular. There is at least 2 people playing Arc Dodgy lists with Vader.
Kylo Ren shuttle.
I've seen a Strident with a Defender and an Omega Leader.
Right, excellent.
But I think it's probably a tie between Dengatel and Dash Miranda / Dash Poe / Lebo Miranda.
Yeah, of course, because Lebo Miranda did very popular, won the Europe tournaments.
Well, Dash Miranda didn't do much worse.
No, Dash Miranda came second, of course. And then obviously Talon Dengar won the Worlds this year. So I've seen at least 2 lists. Actually, it's 3.
That he's bothering the target lock the Z95s.
Now,
I would assume the quad jumper would have done that job for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the quad jumper's only other actions are barrel roll and focus. It's not going to get barrel roll anywhere about there.
Now, is that the Banana Pirate who has cluster missiles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, but it could end up firing with that target lock.
Yeah.
With 2 target
and then it could get another target lock to reroll.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
And especially when you've got guidance chips, that little bit of backup as well.
Oh, to be sure.
Yeah.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sarko now focusing and pushing to get the 2 target locks, and then Kato stealing his focus and borrowing a target lock from him. So he's got 2 shots with 2 focus, 2 shots with a focus and 2 target locks each.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. It's just so much to remember, isn't it?
Yeah. And with the guidance chips as well, that's a lot of conversions on the side.
Absolutely.
Important to note though that the guidance chips can only affect 1 die out of the 2 rolls for plus 9.
That looks like a little dink at the back.
Oh, we did not want that quad jumper at a bump.
I think we've just missed the Royd. But of course, with him doing a free bank, he does get the extra evade dice.
I think he needed all those actions, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this headhunter at the back particularly is not a great place to get arc. Do a 1 bank, I think it's on a cheeky Royd as well.
Yeah, I think Sarko's putting on the Royd. Do you think it would have made much difference if he'd have done those with 2 the other way around?
I think it was a bit of a dodgy template placing there, but I was wondering he could have gone round the Royd and saved it for the late game.
Damage there. Didn't get to the dice comment.
I'm not entirely sure if the rolled the dice. I'm assuming it hit the Royd, but
it was definitely on the Royd that rolled for it. But I didn't see a shield get taken.
And Cavill does what Cavill does. Obviously, making sure we're perfectly out of arc.
I might move the Z95 before the quad there.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, the dorsal turret Cavill's got his range 1 to 2. But it's nice for the next.
Well, we'll get to see where Dengar is.
Yeah, well, Dengar might be coming in. Free bank might be a tasty one.
Is that a 2 sloop or a 2 bank?
Well, it's left, so it could be a cheeky sloop, yeah. Which isn't a bad play, because at least you get your Dengar's ability to kick off again.
Not
get some extra stress.
Sadly,
no.
Again, an easy quick one.
Yeah, because of course K4 is quite popular on that.
No extra shields have left from him. So.
Right. I'm quite disappointed we not got to see Rage pull off, because I've not really seen Rage used in a...
Looks like range 2 shot onto the Binary Pirate.
Now, what's already hurt from Dave?
I don't think there was any damage done.
No, there was.
It does nothing.
No, but I suppose with the quad jumper having that extra dice, it could be not very tempting. Plus, we've got potential clusters coming away towards Dengar.
Cavill looking at shooting Dengar. I don't think he has arc on it, Dengar, though.
No, it's definitely not arc from here.
Surely Dengar's out of range from Cavill.
Unless
it's over to Sarko now, yeah. Sarko onto Dengar.
Oh.
Is that just an eye?
Looks like a filled one.
Yeah.
Hit to me.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, it's evaded.
Dodged. Yeah.
Now, are we going to use Dengar's ability?
We are.
Yeah, fantastic.
For a hit and a crit.
Now, expertise tends to be used quite commonly on Dengar for his abilities, so at least when he does get the shoot back, he gets
we've got a revenge droid as well. And we've got a hit.
Oh!
It's a major hull breach.
Now, if the revenge bot is used, both players obviously get a crit.
I believe that's on the quad jump.
Well, that's the thing with
yeah, it's on Sarko.
Interesting. Of course, Sarko doesn't have any shields, just 5 hull.
It is the action economy of the list as well, and it's roughly a third of the list in points.
Yeah.
Looks like the Y-Wing's
29 points, isn't it, Sarko?
Yeah. The Y-Wing's splitting fire, that's interesting.
It's quite unique.
So nothing happening from that.
So what do you think we're doing for positioning next turn? Because the Y-Wing seems to be quite far out, especially since it wants to be using its auto blaster turret on the top left. It's gonna be a while before it can engage.
Oh, this Y-Wing over here. Yeah, I mean, it has got unhinged.
But I suppose late game.
Free bank attack.
Oh, beautiful.
So first class missiles, guidance chips, take 3 hits.
Lovely.
Dengar gets nothing.
3 damage, Dengar has no defense.
We're in a hole now, right?
Yeah, we are. So should be on 2 health left, our Dengar. And of course, we've got the second attack from the clusters. So
hit crit.
We're going to have to dodge both. Oh, hit and crit go through. Or does it?
Can't make out the crit. Just a bit of glare off the camera, couldn't make out
still got 1 health, 2 health from Dengar.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Still can't make out that crit.
Shall we go have a look?
No, I'll get someone to look. Could you check the crit on Dengar? We're just working to find out what that crit was on Dengar for you there.
And Shane
hello,
and Seb
Shane and
having
Seb.
their own little conversation, bless them.
I don't know if we're having some discussion about the Eurozone here because Shane's talking about Denmark's positioning.
Minor hull breach.
Minor hull breach.
Talk us what minor hull breach is, Josh, because I can't quite remember at the top of my head.
Something to do with rolling the hit, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think minor hull breach is
executing a red maneuver rolling.
Right.
often confused with Big Brother. Major hull breach.
Absolutely.
Is there not a corporal one as well?
Corporal hull breach. I am saluting for the benefit of the stream.
So, where do you think we're going to be going then, Josh? Because Dengar's only got 2 health. Now, wherever he goes, really, he's going to be getting shot at. So I wonder if it's just worth him trying to get in a range 1 to try and get a dirty little 4 attack dice.
Yeah, I mean, he's may as well just try and kill some stuff with him now.
Yeah, I assume the safe thing for Cavill to do is...
Well, too sharp?
Well, I was thinking of 1 bank and a barrel roll.
So yeah, sorry, forgot about the barrel. Not used to barreling wire.
So at least that way you've got, potentially, if it's range 1, you've got 4 attack dice coming. But Dengar might just be doing a free bank to the left. To try and burn A stress and try and get out of that. But
too sharp with the power. Is that to try and block Dengar?
I'm not entirely sure. I think a 1 forward might have been a bit of a stronger move to avoid that forwards. And the Y-Wing's coming in slowly but surely. And it's going to have a nice tasty little auto blaster shot, which I think is going to be the first one in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had no auto blaster shots, we've had primary shots from it.
Nice little focus, because of course if you turn both focuses into hits, it can't be dodged.
This is true. Target can focus the Sarko there, but it's whether Sarko's there or not.
I wonder if Sarko's going to do a free forward to try and get that tasty defence in, and possibly a block, which means it can't be attacked.
Yeah.
And since he's
2 bank, he's not called out.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I think it's out of auto blaster range now.
Yeah.
But certainly just getting its normal amount of greens.
Yeah, and depending where the header go, that might be.
Flip the crit first down.
Ah, right, okay.
He's pushing to get 2 target locks, I think.
Wonderful. Of course, we have weapons engineer on, so it's a sensible shout to do.
And that target and synchronize is going to let all of his mates nearby use those target locks.
Absolutely wonderful.
I believe Kato the Archer still has cluster missiles as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Carter is the one just next to the Royd, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. The one about.
So he's going to have a nice, tasty attack. Oh, might be going for the Y-Wing.
Of course, you can use the target and synchronize for any game effect as well, right? So you can also use it for Caval's droid.
Yes, of course.
So, you know, there's definitely some synergy we're weeding out of the list.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheat going on with this.
Definitely more subtle than.
Oh, now does it make the K turn? Because
we'll find out when this Y-Wing goes back down.
Oh, wonderful.
They certainly seem to think so.
Yeah.
It's going to be a stress locator, but that doesn't stop him from being able to fire his cluster missiles if he really wants to.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly be bad news for the Y-Wing, having 6 dice thrown its way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm enjoying all these crazy ships, because the ships I'm not familiar with, there's just so much going on.
I'm genuinely I'm having to think to realise what's going on.
Yeah. I missed the boring letter list, because at least we know what we're doing with them.
Yeah.
So what is Dengar doing?
Can't make a dialogue, but I was trying the 1 sharp, and that's not going to happen.
Well, at least it burns 1 less stress, but of course we can't do an action.
Put back on the debris though?
Because of the angle, might get away with it. Of course, when you're marking a template, you put 1 at the back so you can see exactly where it's going.
Yeah, which
they're not doing. I think they're just winging it. But of course,
I don't think that's on the debris.
No, and if Dengar went for the debris, it just means another stress, doesn't it? 1 in 8 chance of damage. And Dengar's got a couple of nice range 1.
Getting the target lock from the droid there. On the Beanie pirate, I suppose it's a range 1.
Now, let's not forget that Hina does have bombs on her Y-Wings. The only reason I'm pointing this out is because the Y-Wing in the middle is right next door to, I think it's Kato, isn't it?
Yeah, this is true.
Keeping it in range 1.
From Dengar on Beanie pirate, I believe. 2 crits and a hit.
Yeah.
Spending the target lock, still 2 crits and a hit. Two natural hits, so that's just going to be a shield.
Oh yeah, crit goes through, but of course, just takes a shield off. Slowly chipping away, but seems to be with both squads. It seems to Dengar's getting concentrated on, whereas
the damage is all over the place.
Yeah, Christina seems to be separating the fire a little bit. Sorry, David does.
This appears to be Caval at Dengar. No bonus for Caval, but no chance of Dengar firing back.
Is that range 2?
I think they're checking arcs first.
Yeah.
I suppose whether it's primary or dorsal for it makes no difference. It's 2 dice either way, right?
Yeah. I think they were looking for the revenge shot there.
Yeah.
So crit from Cavill. And we're spending the target lock, so we've got a hit and a crit, which could be enough to kill Dengar. Let's have a look. So it's obviously range 2 if they're only rolling 2 dice.
It appears to be Dengar dead.
Dengar's dead, so we've got 2 Y-Wings with Auto Blaster and Bombs on full.
Can you droid if he's dead?
Yeah, you can droid if you're dead.
It doesn't matter anyway.
And it's the same with Dengar's Revenge Shot. If he dies, you can still use his Revenge Shot as well, but he was out of arc, unfortunately, of Cavill. Which is probably...
And he was touching him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, this suddenly is going to look a lot more one-sided.
It's a bit of a game changer, isn't it?
Carter's going for the cluster missiles. He knows he doesn't need them for Dengar now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cluster missiles, borrowing his friend's target lock there.
Now the Y-Wings do have 8 health, 5 hull, 3 shields. So it's going to be hard to kill it off with cluster missiles, but can certainly do a lot of damage.
It's going to be a start. That's got to just be chips, right?
Yeah.
Chips to
there
2
we go.
hits in a crit. 1 green for a Y-Wing, right?
1 green and Y. See if we burn the shields off, or see if we manage to dodge one. Oh, so the shields are gone on the Y-Wing, unless we're going to... And we're spending the focus.
So 1 shield left for that Y-Wing.
Yeah, so it still has 6 health, but we've got another attack coming from the cluster missiles.
Oh yeah, it's cost.
Yeah.
Can't chips this one though.
Got 300.
Not dodged, so we're into the hole now.
So that should be 4 hull left. So it's certainly getting chipped away. Now, the Y-Wing will get to attack back with his Auto Blaster turret.
Yeah.
Which, of course, if he gets 2 damage through, can't be dodged. Which, go ahead, I know it's only got 4 health.
On Sarko though, because she's got him target locked.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's already dealt damage. She's going for the Auto Blaster. She spent the points, I suppose, and she can bomb it next turn.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's not what you needed. Was this fire in the match? We don't seem to think so.
So back to the dials. So Tina has 2 Y-Wings left, one being at the top left, and the one being sort of in the middle. Now we're gonna that Y-Wing has not been in play as of yet. It's not had an attack off, so
we're probably going to see it move really quickly.
Yeah, I assume so. Now, it does have unhinged astromech, so it could do a free bank, burning that stress. Getting it in close-ish, but the debris will be a possible problem next turn.
Yeah.
But, you know, get a cheeky 2 hits off. I don't think it'll be able to get in range 1. Now, Psycho Plunk, he does have that dirty reverse move, doesn't he?
He does.
See if he wants to block that Y-Wing.
But the Y-Wing moves first.
It certainly does.
In fact, again, you could just be reversing into a bomb range.
Absolutely. I was going to say you could reverse to touch the Y-Wing, because then it won't be able to attack you, but it seems
I mean, it's a red manoeuvre anyway.
Yeah, but then again, it seems to be going for the Headhunter, doesn't it? And of course, if Unterplunk does, not Unterplunk, if Sarku does have a stress on, it did do a stress manoeuvre by accident, it would have to move a 2 forwards. Well, looks like just Cheeky makes it. Depending on what the nubbins are doing, because of course the nubbins touch, it still counts as a bump. Oh, looks like they made it. Fantastic flying, yeah. Now, was that why? I don't think they hadn't particularly damaged, was it?
I believe it took a shield. They lost a shield to Dengar, the Beanie PARENTAL.
Yeah, well, I think Tina would be concentrating on Sarko or the Headhunter.
Certainly Sarko for Mov at this point.
Right, 4k from the Y-Wing. Didn't drop a bomb.
No.
Now, one of these Y-Wings does have Seismic and Ion, and I have no idea which is which.
Oh, there's an easy way to tell though from this card. So the one that's damaged on the end of the board where all the stuff's happening closer to Tina, that is the one with the ions. Oh no,
the damaged one's got the Seismic.
The damaged one's got the Seismic. I don't know what the totals look like.
So Ion's the blue one, the Seismic's the black, well, the goldy greyish.
Yeah, you did say earlier.
Yeah. Alright, so Sarko's keeping out of play. Not a bad move. I'm assuming that's a green. I'm not massively familiar with the quad jumper dial.
Quad jumper dial.
I do know it's got a
He's cleared the stress and got a target lock.
Oh, fantastic. So is the Y-wing coming in hot? Of course, we did play out of turn by accident, but both players seem to be casual about it, which is lovely. We do like a bit of casual play.
Not clearing the stress anyway, so it's not as if you could take a target lock with the new position or anything.
Now, was that not a free? Because did it have unhinged, which would burn the stress?
Was it a free forward?
Well, a 4 forwards, I believe, is that not... 4 forwards would be a white on a Y-wing, wouldn't it?
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah. I think it's... But I suppose if we're out of play, and know not going to get attacked, it doesn't hurt to keep the stress on for this turn, move a bit faster.
4 is red.
Right, so if it did
so
do
either
a 4
she's done
forward,
a 3, 2 or a 1, which is green, or she's done a foul, which is red.
So either we should have burnt the stress doing a 3, or we've done a stress manoeuvre with a stress token on.
Grand Moff Dalton's made it very clear he wants the stream kept separate to the tournament in progress, so he doesn't want us interrupting games.
And of course, in the rules now, it says not to interfere, but we could tell the TO, but I think they're both far in play.
Red.
Not even tell she was attacking. I'm going to assume it's
that's an eyeball and a hit there. So expertise.
So this is Cavill.
Yep.
Against the Y-wing.
Yeah. So that's 2 damage goes through.
It's already damaged. I think that's going to leave it with 2 hull left.
I think it will if they've already got 1 damage in place. Low dodge for 3 damage.
Yeah, he used the target lock to make it.
To reroll, right.
So does that leave it on 1 hull?
Yeah, so we've got 4 damage, 5 hull in total.
No
so
one else with a shot on that Y-wing. I mean, that's got to be a plus. No, Cavill would get away from it.
Yeah. Now, Cavill is the one furthest to the right, is that correct?
Yeah, Cavill's...
Yeah, so unless, even if Cavill did a 1 forwards, I think we'd be pushing it to him.
So this looks like an auto blaster against... auto blaster turret against Cavill.
I can't quite see what tokens are left on.
No tokens left on Cavill.
Oh, right, okay, so...
But, you know, I believe she's got a target lock on the wrong ship as well.
Yeah, unlucky. Not quite entirely sure why he was touching the dice, but you know,
I think he's just very fun.
Work a bit of mojo on there, ladies and gents. Yeah, all right, it's fine. We're not here to judge. We're just here to enjoy and watch. We're judging a little bit. We are actually engaging in conversation with Dave and Tina here, in case you think I'm talking to myself. And I think while they're doing dials, it might be worth pointing out that they have a beautiful playmat playing on, which was exclusive to Yavin this year.
This year's Yavin.
Yeah.
We use it for all our streaming, simply because, well, it really goes with half of our meta's heads.
It does. Since I've got a bald head.
And Ken and Lee as well.
Now, I think it's quite a limited edition bat, since there was only 200, I think, in circulation, I believe.
What was that?
Yeah.
Is that all?
Because every single system open, of course, had one exclusive map per.
With their own planet on.
Yeah. So get yourself on eBay, and I think you'll be having a mild heart attack at the price of it.
There's not some controversy over the size of it.
Over
the size of it, is it not slightly different?
Do you know what? I've actually had it on top of my Besbid mat, and it is a slight difference. But it's an official FFG, so it still goes.
Just be careful with your rule of 11. You can't take it.
Yeah, it's only a millimetre or 2, but it can make a difference. Now, where do you think? Oh, yeah, he left, unfortunately. But I'm going to do some commentating myself. It's fun, it's great. That's okay. How'd you get on? Yeah, I was going to say it's quite tasty with this.
Oh, yeah, kills him. I don't know where he is, and I just moved out.
Yeah. Well done, man. So where do you think placement we're going to be then, Josh? That Y-wing still has to come in for engagement. I can't see the stress on it now. The one on the top left.
They must have realised.
Oh, okay.
Unless
they realised they're free.
Either that or it's under the dial.
Who knows?
Either way, I imagine it'll be doing a free this turn.
I'd imagine. Now, what do you do? A free bank or a free forwards? Because it depends if you want to go for Sarko, the quad jumper, which I think will probably be the safest bet because you're going to guarantee an attack.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's the fact that Sarko's already the most damage out of Dave's list and is worth the next to the most points after Dave.
29 points is our Sarko.
Cavill's currently fully healthy. You've got to just get Sarko out for the mob. Plus, it takes away a lot of the list's action economy.
Yeah, and plus, I think it seems to be in Dave's favour at the minute, so you might as well try and get as many points as you can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it looks like Tina's thinking the same thing, trying to get that Y-Wing into play. Yeah, okay, so we're doing a free bank. So it's a green manoeuvre, of course, because we have unhinged astromech.
Yeah.
And we seem to be trying to get it in play with...
That's 30 minutes on the round.
I don't know if we're going to go for Cano.
30 minutes. You've got half an hour left. All the time in the world.
And of course, we still have a couple of bombs left on the Y-Wings, which seem to be playing for late game.
When you reveal your manoeuvre bombs, seem quite tricky with low particles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually you want to... I think Tina separated the bombs as well, separated Y-Wings. And she had Dengar behind the Y-Wings as well, which made it more complicated.
Why did I get my app up when we had Seb Brady at our beck and call? I should have just opened up the YouTube comment section.
You see Seb Brady's on the case.
Nick, if you missed it earlier, Paneet's opponent deigned not to be on the stream, but we will show Paneet next round, I promise. I know I've been promising for 2 rounds, but, ultimately, I can't record someone who doesn't want to be recorded, but it's everyone's prerogative.
And of course, Paneet is flying his magic IGs.
Yeah,
because he doesn't fly anything else apparently.
This one called Bromageddon, he's doing all right. He's currently 2-1.
Right, okay, so he's doing well. So he lost his last game. And Mr. Seb Brady, if you recognise his name, is famous for loving Y-Wings. So he's going to be particularly loving this game, I reckon. We've got 3 on the board.
He enjoys a TLT, though.
He does enjoy a TLT, but you never know, he might get inspiration with an auto blaster and a barrel roll.
It's a dorsal and a barrel roll.
Yeah, you're right, dorsal and barrel roll, yeah.
I think Paneet's actually streaming himself over there.
Absolutely. When you look that handsome, why wouldn't you?
Well, he's got a face for the camera, hasn't he?
He has got a face for the camera. Oh, someone else's phone he's taking photos of. But luckily it's his face. Because if I had that camera, yeah, it would be game over. Alright, is that a cheeky little... Now, I'm losing track of what's got missiles and hasn't. I think both clusters have been used now, haven't they? Yeah. Ooh.
Looks like that's dodged it.
Yeah. Which I think we have to in terms of how much health we've got left.
Yeah.
So it's kept it in for... Oh, no.
The wiring is dead.
So there's a cheeky little damage gone through then.
I mean, you've got to be thinking this is over now. All you can hope to do is get some points out of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, unfortunately the wiring's in a bad place, but it does have the ion bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's very unlikely at this point to be able to get a ship off the board.
Yeah.
But Cavill might be coming in doing a free bank, which means you could drop a tasty little bomb, ruining Cavill's day.
I can't see Cavill wanting to do a red manoeuvre.
No, absolutely.
He's got no hinge.
Yeah, he doesn't have
got the R4B11 there.
To be fair, he can just do a cheeky 1 forwards, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows that Y-Wing's not going to be in his arc.
Now, which one's Kato? Because Kato does have trick shot, and the actual headhunter at the back would be in quite a...
I believe Kato was the headhunter at the back.
Was it?
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's going to take play this turn, but if the Y-Wing does jump forwards... I think we've already moved, haven't we?
Yeah, we just checked combat. Kato killed the...
Oh, of course, the Y-Wing.
Ooh. Trigger happy there. Ooh. So we've started on this last Y-Wing now.
So I think Tina's just trying to hold in there to try and play for a few points, isn't she?
All you can do now.
And David's apologising, so I'm assuming more damage has gone through.
I think it was just one, so we have to start on this way.
So, what would you be doing if you were Tina's lonely Y-Wing taking against 4 ships, Josh? With an auto blaster turret, I think we're going to be... I mean, you could do a green bank towards the headhunter. You're going to lose it, but I mean, you might be able to get that cheeky auto blaster off if you happen to survive.
I would be tempted by the free bank.
Yeah, I think I would.
Just more to try and get out with dorsal range.
And if you might get a block, which means you can't hit, which means the bomb would be ideal next turn.
Well, the Beanie pirate is going to move first, I would think.
Yeah, that's very true. You might get lucky blocking yourself.
True.
But I think the Beanie pirate's probably play it conservative, maybe do a 1 bank forwards. So it's going to get a hit regardless.
Yep,
yeah, beautiful. Now I might just focus. What do you reckon? Focus target lock. I don't think it's particularly bothered about it. Yeah.
I mean, Beanie pirate has lost at least that shield earlier on.
But I suppose it'll be attacking first. So.
Yeah, there's that free bank.
Beautiful. So we're in range 1. So Tina's going to have the option of either a primary free attack dice shot or auto blaster, which can't be which can't be dodged. Of course, though, there is a gentleman playing 5 Y-Wings with auto blaster in the tournament called Jake, and he seemed to have rolled nothing but crits, which have all been dodged. So,
well, Ken, who was on the stream last game, about a week or 2 ago, made the decision to drop Heavy Layers Club and go for Mangler instead, which seemed pretty useful because he was rolling nothing but 3 crits all game long.
Okay, then.
And it made short work of Stephen's dash.
Yeah, of course.
Miranda was out straight away, and Ken managed to win the entire game with just Lebo.
Right. I was going to say, when I looked at the game last, it looked like it was in Stephen's favour.
Miranda died in 15 minutes, only achieving 1 damage on dash and not even dropping a single bomb.
So what you're telling me is Ken played like a hero, though?
Ken played like a hero.
Yeah, he is our local hero, of course.
And Steve couldn't stall for long enough with just Poe.
Yeah, I mean, he is a bit of a staller, our Steve. But,
he does enjoy going to time.
He does. And when you got Poe with BB-8, why
it's
not?
It's easy to go.
Yeah. With all those barrel roll and boost shenanigans, you'd be stupid not to. So Cavill, of course, is going to have the shot out of that with a dorsal, but is it range 2 or 3 is the question.
Well, if it's range 3, he's not going to have a shot.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why we didn't barrel roll. That was my...
Greedy with the target, maybe? Or maybe he's just judged it perfectly.
Yeah.
It looks like he's judged perfectly. It's going to be a 3-dice shot.
There we go, so we have a hit. Eyeball turning into a hit, so 2 hits in total.
Nice expertise there. He's saving the tag lock for the defense dice like a nasty shot. I don't think he's going to make a reroll that one though.
No, I assume not.
Based on the caution moves.
Well, Seb, you'll be happy to hear that Mr. Jake has won 2 games out of 3 using 5 Y-Wings with auto blaster turrets.
Without title.
Without title.
Without title. And out of scum. There's definitely syndicate thugs and not gold thugs.
5 syndicate thugs because Gold Squadron are for douchebags. So what have we got? Is that an eyeball? Or a crit? I think it's a cheeky crit.
It's hard to tell in a bit of... No, because I can see the crit on the side, so it must be an eyeball.
Yeah, because of course you only have 1 crit on the dice, don't you?
Not sure what's happened here. Alright, no.
So David's misread the card. I'm not quite sure what he's misread.
If he hadn't said, I wouldn't have known.
No. I think we're too busy listening to our own voices compared to what they're doing, to be honest.
So the Y-Wing's attacking. Hitting a crit with the auto blaster turret.
Oh.
But the hit still goes through.
Yeah, so we dodged the crit, hit goes through. I just like an underdog, that's all.
And that was against the Z95 then.
So I'm not going to lie, Tina's holding in there.
And this is the Beanie Pirate.
Oh, okay, it was holding
3
in
hits
there.
with the focus spend.
So, how much health do we have left? I think we're dead.
I think we are dead.
So, that's a 100-0 win to David. Well done. These Titan Warriors did well, didn't they, Josh?
I'm just very glad that we had some nice chaps on that played some interesting lists.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, didn't go to time, so I have some time now
so you have
to
a
get
break
myself
now.
sorted. So that's good.
What are the comments before we
let's check in with YouTube. We have got another 20 minutes on this round. Are you getting who on stream? Jake. We can maybe try and get Jake and by the end of this list. Maybe he'll even make the cut. He's on 2 wins.
Yeah.
But we have been promising these people Penny all day long.
You might get lucky. You might have Beanie versus 5 White Wings.
Well, to be fair, they are on the same tournament record.
Yeah.
So if we could make Seb and Nick's streams come true.
Wow, that would be fantastic.
That'd be a lovely game coming. Yep.
And I must say that Jake has been flying those 5 Y wings like a boss, considering this is his 3rd game in a year, and it's round 3, so he's done quite well.
But I have been told that Panita's now went through all the drug screening and the probing, and we think that we've legitimised that he's not been cheating and we can get him on stream. Hopefully, the gods of Swiss will pair him against Jake so we can get some 5 auto blaster action in there as well.
And Seb saying Y-Wing is the best ship.
Yes, Seb, I agree. The Y-Wing does need a nerf.
It does need nerfing. Now, what would you say your particular favourite ship at the minute is then, Jake? Josh, I know you're a particular fan of the Jumpmaster, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Who doesn't love it?
I own one, opened it to take up the guidance chips, and then lost it. And I haven't seen it. I've moved out since I haven't seen it. My favourite ship at the moment is like a particular ship, or just like a ship, or a build for a ship, or a pilot for a ship.
We'll go for pilot for a ship.
Major Rhymer. Absolutely.
Rhymer.
I'm loving a bit of snapshot tactician Rhymer.
Of course, Major Rhymer's ability is you get to change the secondary weapon
ranges,
up or down one. Yeah, so with snapshot, it's range 1 to 2.
And then tactician, given the stress at range 2 before things get their action to skill areas.
What about Intel Agent to try and judge that?
I've tried with Intel Agent, I've tried Rebel Captive, and the list will be getting changed because there's like a 36-point element to it that keeps changing. It was Riot on Friday, did not enjoy flying it.
Points on
well, I need Rhymer. Snapshot Ter, he's 32 points. I need Snapshot Rhymer, he's 32 points. I'm thinking about maybe dropping Lightweight Frame to try out Scourge with Snapshot and Mauler Miffle with Snapshot because their abilities both work with it.
Yeah,
and then Infinite Pilot skill 7, which is fun. But I might also try Backdraft with Snapshot Fire Control. Just use the Snapshot.
It's just nice to see a bit of Imperial love because you don't see enough Imperials these days.
Well, we've got a lot of Imperial players here today.
That's just 1 Decimator, only 1 out of 40.
He's doing very well though. Last time Mark hadn't lost any games.
Which is
how is Mark? Hasn't reported yet, so he hasn't lost any games yet.
Which is a unique because it's Admirals obviously always use for Decimators, but he's using Backdraft, which is unusual because usually for support people use Ryad, Whisper. Not so much Soon to Fell these days.
Something with repositioning him.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick Draw is quite popular.
Yeah.
Because Quick Draw's ability is particularly horrific. If you lose a shield, you get to attack back.
Yeah.
So let's thank the gods that Imperials don't have regen.
I don't know. It's called Lee. I think they do.
Yeah, I think Lee was in a tournament where someone was convincing him an SF did have regen. But I'm not quite sure the full story. So I think, are we done?
Yeah, we're going to have a bit longer than 15-minute break here.
And Seb is still talking about nerfs on the Y-Wing.
And Nick's still talking about Panit, so we're having a consistent comment section.
Yeah. Panit did win, so I think it's 2-1.
No, Panit lost his last round, so he's 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to go have a little break. I'm going to thank Martin for joining me. I'm going to wish him all luck in the rest of his games. Are you 2-1 at the moment?
I am 2-1. I lost to Tom Reed, which is no shame.
Yeah,
also Italian national champion, and
yeah,
so it's all right. I am using the world's list that Justin. I want to pronounce his surname as Liang.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but he won with that, and I don't know. It's just a bit of fun.
It certainly seems quick.
Yeah. It's you got that strong alpha strike. And I love a little bit of Dengar. Love that.
We'll catch you later, Seb and Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Later, guys. Thank you very much.
We'll be back shortly. Thanks for tuning in again. And like I say, I promise you will have Panit.
Excellent, mate. it.